All right, so anti-Israel protests continuing across college campuses over the weekend, including now at Indiana University, where the state police have been called in. And get this, snipers have been stationed on top of buildings in and around campus. That's how bad the situation is at Indiana University. And joining us now is a junior at Indiana U and president of Hoosiers for Israel, Sophie Shafran. Sophie, nice to have you on this morning. Take us through what's going on at Indiana U.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me this morning. What we're seeing is since Thursday, we have seen an encampment pop up at our school, and we have seen them just completely disregard all school rules. They're chanting anti-Semitic, inflammatory things against the Jewish community, against Zionists, and just really anti-American things overall as well.
What kind of things are they saying?
They're chanting anything from the river to the sea, which we've seen be classified as anti-Semitic hate speech. They're chanting their glory to the martyrs. They're saying all things Zionists are racist. They're saying that Zionism needs to end. They're glorifying October 7th and the massacre and all the innocent people that died that day. They're saying a handful of things.
Does it feel like this is coordinated? Because what we are seeing now is if we notice a chant, one of the chants is, "Yes, Hamas, we love you. We support your rockets too." That's being said at campuses all across the country, which would indicate that these are somehow being coordinated by some outside group. Is that what you're seeing?
So while we haven't seen that chant, we are definitely seeing a coordinated effort. Just with the fact the tents, I know I've had parents ask me, where are they getting these tents from? This is definitely a coordinated national effort, and these are questions that Congress needs to be asking. Where is this money coming from? How are these students getting it? And who is coordinating all of these attacks?
Yeah, I'm wondering, do you have any idea how many of these protesters and rioters are actually Indiana University students?
Honestly, because they cover their faces, we can't always tell. We do have some intel that it is not completely students. It is not completely student-led. We have a very active JVP in Indiana that consistently sends down people to agitate campus and, make things difficult. We've had numerous protests throughout the year, and JVP and just older people that are not IU students or IU staff have been present, and they have been making up large quantities in the past. So I would not be surprised if they're making up large percentages still of these numbers.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar tweeted out on Friday that she had the honor of seeing the anti-war encampment firsthand at Columbia University. That's where we are in New York. And she wrote, "Contrary to right-wing attacks, these students are joyfully protesting for peace and an end to the genocide taking place in Gaza." That is from a member of the United States Congress. Is that what you're seeing? Joyful protesting on Indiana University campus?
That is not in the slightest what we are seeing. We are seeing there's nothing peaceful about these protests because they are not calling for peace. And that has been something that our community has stood on. While these are nonviolent protests for the most part at Indiana so far, they are not for peace, and they are not a peaceful protest because they're not calling for peace. They have said multiple times in their chants they do not want a two-state solution. They want to eradicate Israel, and that is not a peaceful response, and that is what they're promoting.
There are snipers on campus. Do you feel safe?
I do feel safe. I feel like the people that are there, and they are not, we have not seen any aggressiveness. And at the end of the day, it is a little alarming to see it, but I have not felt me specifically unsafe because of the snipers being there. But to me, it just feels like they are looking out and they are protecting us. And they're making sure that, we live in a state, we live in a world where anything can happen.
Yeah.
And it's important that the police are there to protect us, and they have not use those snipers.
Okay, we appreciate you being with us. And you plan to stay on campus through the rest of the school year?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. Sophie Shafran, stay safe. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay.